Elin Woods may finally be ready to dump Tiger. Larry King heads for split number 8. Mel Gibson and his Russian girlfriend are Kaputsky. And Charlie Sheen has appeared in public in disguise. What is he up to, and who does he think he's fooling? What a week this has been for divorces. Here to dish the dirt, and lots of it, are comedian Lonnie Love, deputy news editor at Us Weekly Natalie Thomas, and family law attorney and founder of DivorceDating.com, Vikki Ziegler. Okay, let's start with Tiger. She's thinking of filing for divorce. What do you think pushed her over the edge? Natalie.
There are reports that, she was very upset that he went back to the Masters. She thought that he should have taken more time off, not gone back to golf, focused on his family and, his rehab, and that she's upset. And she's now consulting a new divorce lawyer. She's now taken a solo vacation in Arizona, and she's not happy with him. And
I also read reports that she's renovating her $2 million mansion in Sweden. Is she moving to Sweden?
She has bought a property in Sweden, and she does spend considerable amount of time there, even before all this happened. And I think she's now looking to spend a lot more time there. Her mom's there, her sister's there.
So she's had it. It looks like she's had it.
Yes, and so, still not wearing her ring.
Still not wearing her ring.
Thank God.
I know. She's over it.
How could she not? Why hasn't she filed? I mean, months and months ago, in my opinion, this is way too long. Perhaps they had some type of agreement that she was going to stand by him, maybe get caught up in some shots and make it seem like they're a pair and she was involved with the rehab. But I think she knows. How could you go back to a man that had intimate relations with at least 15, 18 women that we know about, unprotected while she was pregnant? You can't get into this intimate relationship.
And who talks to his dead father?
That was bizarre.
I mean, on television.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I thought Natalie Cole singing with Nat King Cole was weird. Remember that?
Well, and she says she's disgusted. Also, they said she was disgusted by the Nike ad. I would have been disgusted by the 17 mistresses. I mean, I just would have just left after that. So I'm glad. I hope she leaves.
Yeah,
she
get
needs
as much money as possible, make sure the children are taken care of, be able to go to Sweden when she wants, and that's the deal. And you know what? You'll never hear about Tiger Woods' personal life from her. That's going to be the quid pro quo.
So maybe this is the end of the conversation about Tiger Woods.
I hope so.
Let's hope. We've been talking about it so long. I know. I mean, it's really the longest thing. Okay, Charlie Sheen, another bargain. He joins also the infidelity round. Okay, In Touch Weekly magazine ran photos of Charlie Sheen wearing fake mustache disguise. You can see it on there while allegedly meeting the mistress. Who does he think he is fooling with a fake mustache?
I don't know what I love more about the story. He's now actually pulled a Britney, and he has shaved his head. But
he shaved his head,
but also he was out, caught out with an escort. Yeah. And when, asked about what was happening, his rep said that he was counseling her. Who is getting counseling from Charlie Sheen these days?
Who marries a guy?
That really is a lame idea, don't you think?
Yes.
But why is this guy marrying women? This is his third marriage.
Yeah, why do they like to be married, all these guys? But In Touch Weekly sent me this mustache. See if you recognize to me.
That's not Joy. That's not Joy.
That could be Jesse James.
Is it the other way? This way?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah. But it doesn't stick. There it is. Who am I? Okay. All right. I mean, that's a good question. I like that conversation. Like, why do they get married? Is it about ownership? They like to own their women? Is that what that's about?
Perhaps. It's a control thing, I think. A lot of times it looks good in the media because you have this perfect family and these 2 twin, beautiful children, and you look like that great guy, and you're hiding behind that mustache or beard, shall we say, and it's really a facade. So stand up like a man. If you don't want to be married and you want to go out and date 1 million women, Tiger Woods, go do it, but don't have your wife at home.
Exactly. Now, Larry King, who is a colleague of ours, is getting a divorce, which I'm glad he's back on the market because I'm tired of fantasizing about John McCain, frankly. And so now I can have Larry as my, Anyway.
I like him older.
And they both filed for divorce, he and his wife, Sean, within hours of each other. What is the rush? Anybody have an idea?
I think Larry King needs to interview himself on his own show, and we can find out the truth.
That's a good idea. And in the divorce documents, Larry asked for joint custody, but Sean is asking for sole custody. Now, I know that Larry King has been a great father. I know him, and I know his kids, and I know how attentive he is to his children and everything. Is this just being spiteful on her part? Why does she have to sue for sole custody?
Absolutely. That's normally what happens unless the other parent is unfit. fit, and you can show that it's not in their best interest to have at least sole custody with one parent or another. Generally, it's joint legal custody. They're both going to share in the decision-making power over the health, welfare, and education of the children. So unless you're going to tell me that, you know, Larry can't take care of these children on his own, which you just said he's a great dad, it's ridiculous.
He's a great father and a grandfather, I think, so.
Well, at the same time, yeah. Now, he transferred 3 homes into his wife's name. Now, in the divorce, maybe you know this, Vikki, can he get those houses back?
It's a major problem. Major problem.
Why did he do that? Why did he sign up?
Apparently, things were going well, and, you know, you don't know what happens when things are, you know, people are happy, even maybe when they're not. And he said, listen, I'll give you a house, I'll give you a property, because I assumed there was a prenuptial agreement, and probably his big fortune would stay out of it, and she wouldn't get a big portion. However, maybe that isn't the case. We don't know. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the asset structure is, what his net value is, and if in fact there is a prenuptial agreement.
Well, 2 of the houses are in Utah, and 1 is in Beverly Hills. He's Jewish. He doesn't need 2 houses in Utah. What does he need 2 houses in Mormon country?
Right.
Let her live there.
And really, in the grand scheme, 3 houses versus his net fortune, if he can save most of it, it's not going to be a big deal.
Okay, Lonnie, you know, also, gay women are getting divorced now. Melissa Etheridge.
Why you mention the gay women?
Because I want to bring you into the conversation, that's all. Had nothing to do with you. I don't know if you're gay or not.
No, I like men.
You like men, okay.
Handicapped ones, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
You like handicapped men? Is that what you said? I have my makeup artist likes handicapped cats, but I've never heard someone express a need, a desire for... That's fine. Very good. Good for you, Lonnie.
Yeah, they get a check at a good parking space.
I see. Is that the reason? Okay. Now, but Melissa and Tammy Etheridge have split up after 9. What do you think of that? After 9 years.
I think that's sad, and it just shows that there should be equality. If they can have equality in divorce, they should have equality in marriage. Let them get married and be miserable like all the married people.
Okay. Does a breakup legally play out differently for gay couples?
Well, depending on if you live in a state where there is same-sex marriage and civil unions or not. So Melissa should be really happy because she was married in 2003, way before Prop 8 even came into effect and actual civil unions. So they're not really legally married. So she's not going to have to share her fortune. Very good. So she's going to have to pay child support.
They have children.
Yeah.
They're going to share custody, and she's going to have to pay child support based on her earnings. But
well, she does pretty well, Melissa.
Yeah.
I saw her in concert in Palm Springs last month.
Probably
She's
amazing.
fabulous.
She was good.
Mel Gibson, I know I'm really broken up about this one. He split from his homewrecker girlfriend that broke up his other marriage, and now they split up. Anyone shedding tears over this?
No. No. And he had been married for 30 years and broke up with his wife last April. And then, you know, took up with this woman, and their child is now 5 months old.
Yeah.
So do the math there. Clearly there was, you know, the child came into the picture before they even announced that they were dating.
I think she probably he was mixing her up with his wife, so that's what caused the breakup.
Doesn't he have about 5 or 10 kids, Mel?
Yeah,
I think he has
A
about
ton
8
of them.
Yeah, he's got about 8.
She's blaming the split on infidelity. He's blaming it on the Jews. Also, this is sad. Jim Carrey and Jenny McCarthy also broke up. I feel bad about them. I thought they were a great couple.
They're really good.
What do you think of that?
I think that there were probably some issues with his depression, and maybe that came into play. And they're
With
both
his
great.
depression?
Yeah, he allegedly suffers from depression.
That's what's being speculated, and he's you know, ranting and raving on Twitter at all hours of the night, saying that he's not crazy, but he's going on these long tirades about life and philosophy.
The recent tweet about Elin Woods, I mean, I really can't believe that he's talking about other people's problems when he has his own. So, you know, and it's unfortunate because Jenny has an autistic child, and he was really integrated and involved in raising the child and spending time, and then now the child's not going to see him likely, so that's really sad.
That's a sad one. But, you know, what he said about Elin Woods, actually, there's some truth to what he said. You know, that she didn't know anything about it. It's like Sandra Bullock, same thing. These girls knew nothing about their husbands. I mean,
we don't know. But I can tell you, in my practice, there are people that are cheated on that have no idea. They're busy raising children. Elin was pregnant for, what, two years. She's got 2 small children. I mean, maybe you assume because he's out so much and all these women come up to him and, you know, he can have whoever he wants. I guess in your heart you hope, perhaps.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe she did know and she turned a blind eye. It just doesn't seem the way she's playing out in the media. It just doesn't seem like she.
Do you think that
knew.
the straw that broke her back, because now she's going to be suing for divorce, we think, was that young chick down the block, the 22-year-old that he was also sleeping with?
Well, when I read it, I mean, I said, listen, enough is enough. How much, I mean, torture
How much
can this
can she
woman
take?
How much can she take?
It's
Right.
terrible.
It's enough. It's enough. She needs to
Absolutely.
let her go to Sweden and be happy and marry Sven.
She's dropped dead gorgeous.
Whoever Sven is.
With a
Thanks.
mustache.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Up next, Kathy Griffin stops by to discuss her